The 2025 GV80. This ain't a premium vehicle, it's a step above that. This is a full-on luxury vehicle. So when you think of your BMWs and your Mercedes, think Genesis as well. This example right here, painted in Capri Blue, is gonna have a 3.5 liter turbo, all-wheel drive system, 375 the horsepower, 391 the torque. It's gonna be paired with an 8-speed transmission. This is a full-fledged luxury mid-size SUV. The GV80 is going to have a price tag of a mid-size SUV as well. It's going to cost to a total of $81,300 for this model. And this is the prestige model. This is the top of the line. But if you're looking for one of these, they also make it in the coupe version, which is also going to be a little bit more pricey. Under the hood, twin turbo V6. On the coupe version, you can get this with a little bit of a higher output. It's got 409 horsepower, and that's turbo and supercharged to the 3.5 liter, but not the regular GV80. The front's gonna have this big chrome, massive, bold grille. I like the styling. The headlights gonna be like 2 slithers of LEDs. They're projector headlights. Moving on to the corners, we got 22-inch wheels. With a little bit of the plain, we got the brake calipers, just gray that say Genesis on it. Side profile looking sleek. We also have these LEDs that come along the side vents, or what should be vents. So when you're inside the house and try to automatic start it, you can tell by those amber lights on the side. You don't have to see the front or the rear tail lights. You can see it right on the side. And the key fob is pretty cool as well. It's going to match the interior, which is called Glacier. Can do a few functions with this. You can pull the car forward, backwards. I can demonstrate that now. Just got to auto start it. When the hazard lights start, you can move the vehicle forwards or backwards by the hold of the key fob. Ain't nobody in that thing. Hope we don't hit the barrier. Let me stop it right there. Pull it on back. That's a nifty feature. So if you get in your parking spot and you miss the mark, you can just move the vehicle in the direction that you should have gone to. Like if you want to pull up away from the garage in case you park too tight to let the hatch back up or the lift back, you can use this feature. Nifty. Come on back. Bag it on up, Terry. Continuing on, got this chrome ordeal going along the bottom. Coming on along to the back rear quarter. Tail lights look similar to the headlights. And when we approach the trunk, we have this smart liftgate feature where if you stand right behind the liftgate, it'll come up for you automatically. I had that in the minivan, the Kia Carnival video, and some people didn't like that, but you can turn that feature off. So approaching the rear of it, this button on the bottom of the wiper opens the hatch, or if you stand behind it for about 5 seconds, it pops up. Like I said, you can turn that feature off. I like to have it on. In the back, we have a very nice carpeted. It's blue carpeted. We can fold the seats in front of us by the touch of a button. Press that for the left side, it'll fold down. Press it for the right side, it'll do the same thing. Notice they were thinking about the tailgaters, how we got these B&O speakers back here. And that's right, we have a 1400 watt B&O audio system. Sounds fantastic. We do have our liftgate cover, so you can hide your valuables down there so nobody can peek through the back glass, see what you got. And to lift the seats, easy touch of a button. We do have a 12-volt outlet back here. Underneath this premium carpet, we do have storage in the floor. We can hide miscellaneous items, tire kits, and whatnot. Also, drop a comment. Do you like these cargo nets? I do. I used to think they were a waste, but this is very functional. Carried my kombucha in here on my grocery trip, and it did not. It held 2 64-ounce bottles, which was great. You can close the lid, button up here. Coming on to the back seat, I do like that the rear doors have a sensor where you can lock and unlock from the back. Not all cars have that, but simply if you got the key fob in your pocket, put your hand over there, door unlocks. You're going to be greeted by this blue interior and Glacier. Notice that you got the rear seat controls just like the front seat. Haven't seen that before, so you can recline, slide forward and backwards, and you can fold it by the touch of that button. Let's hop on in. Slide the seat back a little bit because I'm sitting behind myself at 6 feet tall. Got a little bit of knee room, just barely, just like not even a centimeter. Let's close the door, but don't slam it because this is soft touch close. How dare you slam my door? And if you like dry cleaning, we got this fancy knob right here where you can hang your dry cleaning on. More B&O speakers in the doors. Up top, we got vanity mirrors. look at your pretty self. Hey, we're going to have a panel roof, and it's going to be split up by this bar here. So that's where our vanity mirrors are going to be in. But we got a suede liner ceiling. All the upper materials is micro suede. Matte pockets, firm. Heated and ventilated seats in the rear. It's going to be a 4-climate zone. We can move the front seat forwards and backwards if you please to. That's only for the passenger side, not the driver. We have ample headroom. I have about 2 or 3 inches of space above my head. Very roomy, very soft seats back here. The middle seat is going to be narrow. That's a recurring theme on these newer vehicles. Gotta pull this armrest down in here. It's going to come with a couple cup holders and another storage compartment with felt lined interiors, so you can store whatever it is that you might want to. But sitting in the middle seat, the backrest, that thing is hard. I wouldn't want to sit in this middle seat back here, especially if you got, not good for the back for me. This is your dry cleaner's hanger rack right there. What is this then? Somebody let me know. And also, we got our rear privacy shades. Press the button here. Shades come up mechanically. Don't see me. Moving on up as if my name was George Jefferson. We're going to be greeted by even nicer materials. This padding on the door is so supple. The leather wrapped over here, it's soft, but not the most supple. This is kind of more sporty. We do have this nice design that's going to be across the front of the interior, B&O speakers again. Diamond quilted stitch seats, perforation, heated, ventilated, and it's going to have not a true massage feature, but some kind of ergonomics feature where you can feel the cushions moving around, but not like the hard rollers that you would normally see. And that's for the driver's seat only, and it does have a thigh extension, not the passenger seat. The driver's seat has a lot more functionality than the passenger seat. The EPA is going to rate this at 16 miles per gallon in the city, 22 on the highway. I've averaged 16.7 in my week with the GV80. Going to have a very modern upscale interior design, exterior as well. Genesis did their thing with the design, the overall design of the GV80. We do have a couple things right here. There's more of that design I just told you about, which is going to double as our USB-C ports, 12-volt outlet, and our wireless charger, which I got to ding that because my phone always slid off. And once it's charging, you can see these LEDs illuminate while it's charging, but every time I was driving, my phone just happened to not be charging, and I had to reposition it to where it's on there. There's not a whole lot of space to move around, but it just didn't charge at all times. The nighttime experience in the GV80 is something else. Ambient lighting is going to be looking well. The reverse light, once you turn it to reverse, is going to turn red as opposed to what the rest of the cabin's ambient lighting is going to be. We're also going to notice that on the stalk to control your lights, it's going to let you know which mode it's in. If it's in auto, that's going to be illuminated. That's nifty because I see way too many vehicles driving with their lights off at night. They just had that little thing that illuminated off. That would be doing a service to the world. The controls are bright, easy to use. You want to go to the setup, navigation, the map screen. That's all at the touch of a button. It's going to control the infotainment screen. We have a 27-inch display, which is huge, and I like it. A lot of people online do not like these displays. It's one piece. I don't understand the hate for it. Something silly, but it works really well. The HVAC controls are going to be a mixture of touch with 2 physical knobs for the temperature control. We do have heated seats and ventilated seats, and I said the ergonomic motion control for the seat. But one thing I haven't seen in any vehicle with the heated seats, you can heat the armrest as well. Now, you might say Mercedes does that, but I wouldn't believe you. Genesis was the first to do that, in my point of view. So that's nice. I do wish they had a feature to let you know that your phone is still on the charger, because I've forgot my phone in this vehicle numerous times this week. I did drive an electrified GV70 a year ago, and these 2 controllers, the gear selector and the multi-function controller, I used to get those 2 mixed up because they were about the same size. And these, it looks like the multifunction controller knob is a little bit smaller, so I can differentiate the 2. I'm not reaching for this one instead of the gear selector. But should you switch a gear while you're driving, you'll get a notification, say if I'm in drive, and I'll rotate that thing one more time. It's going to let you know, like, hey, dude, you're already in drive. Hopefully you don't switch it to reverse while you're driving. And I hope that it does say that. I'm not trying to figure that out, but I'm pretty sure it would do that. Drive mode, park features, and camera system. I'll show you something sweet in just a moment. And this center console is going to split open side to side. I personally don't like when those do that, but it's felt lined and not that deep. And this armrest gets hot. Heated steering wheel as well, that's in the middle. We do have fragrance controls in here. That's what this blue thing is. And all the materials feel top notch in here. There's nothing cheap feeling. Everything, every touch point is solid. Lots of solid touches. Minus one thing, and this is a minor gripe, but this is like a very not reassuring close to it. It opens fine, but just closing it feels kind of, it's like nothing stopping it, too easy to close. You're going to see this one-piece infotainment screen across the whole corporation. It's fast, no complaints at all. It does everything you need it to do. Just vibrant colors, as well as the cluster too. You can set it up to a couple of different modes by the steering wheel controls. I like to have my map there. You can have the car there. You can hold, you can just, and these are like capacitive touch buttons. You scroll it up, it'll go through the information in there. You skip tracks by swiping to the right. Volume, this is a very solid volume rocker right there. And should you want traditional gauges, you can get that as well. The album art is going to be in full color, very vibrant. Rarely see that anywhere else. Never mind the flickering, that's just the camera refresh rate versus the head-up displays. Thus far, I've driven 183 miles with the expected range of 169. So we got a good size tank. Huge shout out to my guy Grant. He wanted to see what this could do as far as the parking features. So I'm going to show you all, demonstrate that right now, because it can park itself, and that will come in handy if you suck at parking. Tap this camera button here and hold it. The vehicle is going to be searching for parking spaces. So we have parking spaces on the right side, so you want to be on the side where you want to park. So we're going to go forward slowly, and you can see that it sees the parking spaces on the screen right there. Very high resolution surround camera. So let it find one. There's nothing but parking spaces here. Passed about 20 parking spaces, didn't do anything yet. There we go, found one. Found two. Okay, we can choose which one we want to go to. I want that one. So to control remote parking, we can shift the vehicle to park, and I can step outside the vehicle. Let's do that. Going to press park. Going to leave the vehicle, close all doors, and press and hold forward or backwards on the park key. So let's be out. Soft touch close, you forgot, didn't you? Ooh, look at that. All right, I assume. Oh, we just got to hold it. We don't have to keep pressing forwards and backwards. All right, go ahead then. Uh-oh. It's magic. Okay. I don't know, you better not be in the mall taking this kind of time to park, because somebody's going to be angry. But it will do it. Oh, that thing up in there. Ooh, is it straight? Can it park better than me? I think the answer is yes. Boom, there we go. Let's see what we looking like around here. Slightly on the line. Good up front. And we're great on this side. So you can do that while in the vehicle as well. It's just the same commands, but you hold the camera button. But this is a cool feature. Gotta get used to it, because that was, might need to do a redo of that. All right, we're gonna try that again where we stay in the vehicle. So I'm gonna press and hold this camera button until it tells us to drive forward slowly while it finds parking spaces. Let's actually go on this side, because we have like a double row of parking spaces. See what it can conjure up. Just now starting to see it on the camera. Okay, all right. Now it's got something. You can see it's illuminated green there. So let's tap this button. And it's going to say we can do remote parking like we just did, or smart parking. To use this feature while in the vehicle, press the parking view button. So that's this right here. We're going to hold it and not just press it. And it tells us to let our foot off the brake. We'll do that. It's moving forward. Check for the surroundings. while we're still holding this camera button. We're just going to hold it the whole way. I assume if you let go, it's going to stop. Look at that. Oh, didn't like that. That's cool that it can do this, because if you really suck at parking, you probably shouldn't be driving. But should you need the assistance if parking intimidates you, the Genesis GV80 got you. And like I said, I showed you that feature earlier where if you're outside the car and you didn't pull back far enough, then you can do that remote function feature where you can just move it back just a little bit. I'm going to keep on holding this button. Okay, parking completed. Good job. And we're right in between the lines. We can tell, let me press the camera button, from this top-down view that we are good. We also got these sweet graphics of this 3D view. That thing is otherworldly, because this is an actual representation of what you will see outside. This is how I figured out how I'm going to do my thumbnail, by looking at the angle of this. Slick. Now we'll spin a few blocks in the GV80. Whoops. Put this on the wireless charger. Buckle up, buttercup. Guarantee that I'm going to forget that right there. And the seatbelt also snugs in just a little bit tighter. Got 2 memory seats in here. I'm going to turn on the ergonomic seat. And it's cool if you just put your hand on the button. It's got like a capacitive touch where it knows which button you're touching. You don't actually have to move it, but if I just touch the button, it'll illuminate on the seat. Notice with the sensors, it's going to go the front corners and even the sides. Healthy brakes. Don't got those big rotors for nothing. Start off in eco mode. You can see our tachometer is green. It's going to be the most fuel efficient mode, and I haven't driven in that at all because we're not going to be doing the environment too much justice. First thing we're going to do is test the turning radius. So let me press the camera button, see how close or far I am to the curve. That is so freaking cool right there, how you can see the actual car. That's slick. I haven't seen this implementation that's as nice as this. So it's showing the actual car where we actually are. You can actually change the angle. He says actually too much. Shut up. So now I'm just gonna fully lock the steering wheel and see if we can make it through our course. That passed with flying colors. Believe it or not, some cars do not make that maneuver. So now we're going to go on to our moon simulation. I see these orange cones out there, so it looks like they're going to repair this. I didn't pay for this. Damping here is oh so nice. I don't even hear these small rocks hitting the car. Something you normally hear. Sound deadening in here is excellent. Supple ride as well. Let's dial it up to comfort mode, where it's going to have the soft suspension and the soft engine response. Y'all can see them filling the holes. Maybe they're just putting more asphalt in the potholes, which is nothing but potholes. Get out here in traffic. Throaty sounding engine. I don't know if that's pumped in engine noise, but it sounds great and it's very responsive. I actually enjoy driving this. This is the top-notch powertrain. Although the Germans, you can get twin turbo V8s, this 375 horsepower is adequate for this application. You're not a drag racer, are you? You win any races? No, you got a giant SUV. That's not what the intents and purposes of for this vehicle. It's a ride in comfort, nice, modern luxury. Stylistic too. Style is everything in this vehicle. The steering wheel is nice to the touch. Like I said, this isn't the softest leather. And I'm just saying that because I drove something like the Lexus LS, which everything was over the top, supple, super soft. This isn't that, but it's still soft. It's just not like a pillow top cushion. So quiet in here. I never noticed that. Let me crack the window, see what's going on the outside. It's definitely blocking out a lot of noise. I'm going to crank it up to sport mode. We're going to unleash all of our powers and see what it's going to be like to launch it. So we're going to come to a complete standstill and just gun it. Picks up quite nicely. Engine sounds good as well. Love how it leaves you high in the revs. So let's see, we got our paddle shifters as well. Down to third gear, let's drop it to second. Super responsive throttle like that. What I don't like is people doing 55 and a 70. Oh, my goodness, going too fast, too fast. That's acceleration. So to get it back into regular mode, automatic, you just flip the dial back to drive again. But if you were to do it again, it'll let you know, hey buddy, you're in drive. Now I'm gonna test out the cruise control in here. So press the button, it's gonna set our speed. It's synced up to the maps, so it's gonna do a lot of maneuvering for us. But let's catch up the cars and see how it does in traffic. So I got the speed set to 80 at the closest following distance. Waiting to see if it'll pass this vehicle once it sees an opening. Hasn't done it yet, so I'm gonna flick my turn signal. It'll do the trick for me to let me know to keep my hands on the steering wheel, but still steering for us. And it's gonna get us up to our set speed, alerting us of everything in the blind spot. We have redundancy as well, and the head-up display doing the same, just not as pretty. I like how you can set the background to the cluster to a map, which is pretty slick. You can do it in a couple of different ways as well. If you want to get carried away, you can put the map over here. Just nothing but maps. Let's see what happens when will it get behind the slower moving cars? Nope. Let me press on brakes and then get behind the slower moving cars. Test your might. Alright, let's resume. I resumed at a slower speed. But let's get over one more time. Does the driving for you. It's a nice feature once you get to use it in the actual application. We're about to turn off the highway right now, so we can turn that doodad off. Should you need it on a road trip, that would be very pleasant. I like these autonomous cruise controls, the adaptive cruise control that holds the line. This does a very good job. As I dial it back up to sport mode, because we're about to take a little corner. But Genesis does a very good job with their implementation of the autonomous driving. Brakes got a great feel to them. Throttle is so responsive. The seats have so many different adjustments to where the bolstering is that it's actually holding me in. So on the teetering side of sports car, and I like that. So it's not just it's not a plush seat. It is a very, very comfortable seat, but it's not pillowy. I hope that makes sense. That's what I've been trying to stress the whole video. Like this material right here, that's pillowy. You can see the indentation my finger makes in it. But everything else is soft, but not pillowy like that. That's how everything is. This teeters. It's a great balance between luxury and sport. I think it's a little bit on the sporty side as opposed to luxury. Kind of Audi-esque, if you will. which would also be another competitor to this. The Q7, Q8s, the BMW X5s, the Mercedes GLEs. I believe that's it. I don't think anything else is in this realm of luxury. One might say a Lincoln Aviator. I haven't driven one of those. I don't know, but this Genesis got a lot going on for itself. Powertrain, super potent. Everything they did about this vehicle was so well. And I put it at the top of the list. They just know what a customer would want. At least a customer like me. It just does so many things well. I'm going the wrong way. What are they doing? People in Michigan are crazy, I tell you. Not as crazy as me, though. Just kidding, I'm safe. Easily got out there in traffic. Didn't even have to put it on the flow. Entering the highway one more time. They got this powertrain tuned right. It is so responsive. As soon as I put my foot on the pedal, it's gonna move. And once you get to going, it just moves like a freight train. This vehicle is like 5,150 pounds. That's a lot of mass to move, but it does so elegantly. All right, about to pass these peoples and get up to speed. Sings the praise, and then that's it. We're at speed. Since we're in sport mode, it's gonna want some more in that power band. But we're gonna dial it back to comfort. We just Sunday cruising. And I forget, every time after I do cruise control, it's gonna keep the steering assist on. But you can turn it off with the flick of a button. But that's about all I gotta say about that. 2025 Genesis GV80, superb vehicle, excels at many things, excellent package. I highly recommend this. It does so many things well. The basic warranty, 60,000 miles. The extended powertrain warranty, you know the industry. This got the best 10 years, 100,000 miles. So I hope you guys enjoy an engineer's assessment of this vehicle, 2025 GV80. They don't make a GV90 in the SUV, but they do in the sedans. And that thing has everything Genesis has to offer. All four of the seats are massaging. Now that thing is plush, but this is a little bit different. Maybe they'll make a GV90 one day. We'll see. If you have any questions, drop a comment, let me know. We'll talk it out then. So you all remember to drive safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.